morning sun had barely risen over the Norwegian fjord when Astrid opened her eyes in the longhouse she shared with her family. It was the year 875, and life in the Viking settlement followed rhythms that had existed for generations.
Feeling grateful for another day.
I need to be quiet so I don't wake the little ones too soon. Shh, must be quiet.
In her village. The Vikings had a reputation among outsiders for being surprisingly clean people, especially compared to others living in Europe during the same time period, and this filled Astrid with quiet pride. Bjorn never left home without this comb, and he kept it in a small leather pouch that hung from his belt, close to his heart. Every Viking man and woman carried such combs, treating them as essential as the clothes on their backs. Archaeologists digging through ancient Viking graves centuries later would find these combs in nearly every burial site. From the graves of wealthy chieftains to the simple resting places of ordinary farmers, the Vikings cared deeply about their appearance, keeping their hair neat, their beards trimmed, and their nails cut short, not out of vanity but out of respect for themselves and others.
The Arab diplomat Ahmed ibn on the Volga. He wrote with a mixture of admiration and bewilderment. A person in the household would wash their face, comb their hair, and blow their nose into the same bowl.
Ibn Fadlan found this practice somewhat disturbing because they shared the water, but he also admitted, perhaps reluctantly, "I am impressed that they wash themselves every single day. It is our custom. In my land and in most of Europe, we do not."
The water is perfect today.
Aye, a rare comfort. The wealthy traveled with armed servants, the clink of weapons, their hearts lightly round in the darkness.
Eating the morning meal of porridge and fish, just as their parents had taught them, with patient repetition.
Remember to wash your hands before you eat, and your face too, sweetie. Good job, my loves.
Moriamo piss.
Goda.
This was the family privy, a simple shelter built of lime with store, a deep pit dug into even a hole sat over the opening. The structure had walls for privacy and a simple door made of wooden planks, offering dignity even in this most basic of human needs.
We learned to use only fresh water.
How did you know?
We watched and learned from the world.
They knew human waste had to be kept far from where people lived.
Especially far from drinking water.
Every family dug their privy pit downhill from their water source, and they always placed it at a good distance from the house.
Archaeologists had found in said York are rows of latrines serving whole neighborhoods.
That showed planning and community cooperation, people caring for one another's well-being. Inside the privy, there was no toilet paper because paper was incredibly rare and expensive in the Viking Age, a luxury beyond imagining for most families. Moss grew abundantly in the damp Scandinavian climate, and it made excellent material for cleaning after using the toilet. It was soft, absorbent, and surprisingly effective, a gift from nature that served their needs perfectly.
Some families also make two tosses of the paste of wasting the earth.
This one's nearly full. Time to empty it.
The smell is awful. Let's be quick.
Let's get this pit dug! Almost deep enough.
I'll get the wood. I'm helping too.
Good job, team.
The old pit covered in soil.
What is this strange glow?
A magic we cannot understand.
After enough time passed, the soil from these old privy pits became incredibly rich and fertile, as if blessed. Vegetables planted in this soil grew larger and healthier than anywhere else, working in harmony with the land.
I have returned from Mur of the Bissen Naupa. My bad body is still wandered a bit.
Astrid, the buildings were magnificent, and the people's customs were so strange.
Customs.
They have a daily ceremony at dawn. One thing that particularly impressed him was how people in the East used water to wash themselves after using the toilet. Some wealthy merchants he met kept special bronze vessels filled with water just for this purpose, treating cleanliness as something sacred. He was considering adopting the practice for his own family. always seeking to provide better for those he loved. Started doing the same thing, though most people continued with the traditional methods, honoring the ways of their ancestors.
Every Saturday is special.
A day Astrid looks forward to, with quiet anticipation. This water is so refreshing.
It washes the week away.
Good day. I hope you are well. And to you, Bjorn, a fine day for the bathhouse.
Enjoy it, Bjorn.
It's about what's stinking here.
The roof was also covered in turf, which provided excellent insulation against the harsh elements, glowing with stored warmth.
Bjorn, good to see you. I've been waiting. Come, join us. Glad to be here.
This practice, which seems strange to outsiders, actually stimulated blood flow and helped remove dead skin cells, leaving them feeling renewed. They also used scrapers made from bone or wood to clean dirt and sweat from their bodies.
Hey, remember that fishing trip? You mean the one where you fell in? Yeah, classic. We should go again. I'm in.
Ah, I feel so cleansed. Time for the fjord! Let's go! So refreshing. Even in winter when ice formed along the edges, the shock of cold water after the intense heat was invigorating, stealing their breath and making them feel truly alive, and it was believed to be healthy for the body. This practice of alternating hot and cold would continue in Scandinavian culture for over 1,000 years.
Girls, this is our time to relax.
Smash fight!
Ah, such joy. Yes, let's enjoy this. Time for the steam, my dears.
Okay, Mommy.
This might feel a little cold. Time for your bath, little one. Let's get you all clean.
Okay.
See? It's nice and warm.
Vikings remarkably clean compared to most Europeans of the time, a fact that filled them with understated dignity.
In medieval England, France, and Germany, most people bathed only a few times per year, if that. Some monks and religious people believed that bathing was sinful because it involved looking at your own naked body, denying themselves this simple comfort.
They wouldn't puzzled us by the idea that they would nip at us to be wrong, checking the pies at such strange thinking.
This lion fat is thickening nicely,
Yes, and these bars are
a
setting
sign
you
of
up.
their hygiene and resourcefulness.
You must pour the lye slowly, Astrid. Yes, Mama. Like this? Just like that. Now stir gently.
And the liquid that dripped out was a strong alkaline solution called lye, powerful and dangerous if not handled with respect. This lye was mixed with animal fat, heated over a fire. Constant stirring and precise temperature control required full attention. If done correctly, the fat and lye would react chemically and transform into soap, a small miracle of transformation.
Our soap is harsh, it'll dry your skin, but it's great for washing clothes. See, it gets the stains right out. These pots are filthy today.
The fields were tough. I need a good wash.
I didn't hear that.
Making soap required knowledge and skill that was passed down through families with care and pride. It represented a sophisticated understanding of chemistry, even though Vikings had no formal scientific education. They learned through observation and experimentation, figuring out the right proportions and methods through trial and error over many generations.
This step is buried in snow. I'll add this block to raise it. Good. And this cloth for the handle.
The chamber pot is a small comfort in this cold.
Aye, a blessing against the bitter nights.
These were simple vessels made from ceramic or carved from wood, kept in a private corner of the longhouse.
Keep going, almost there.
It's so cold, Ma.
Hush now, we're nearly at the privy.
There it is.
Keep it away from the homes. Sickness follows filth. To the pits, far from the water.
Though they had no knowledge of bacteria or disease transmission, trusting in wisdom born of observation.
The waste is piling up.
We must work together.
Aye, to the cart with it.
I'm helping.
This drain shows sophisticated planning.
Yes, the latrines connect to it. Clear urban planning.
Organized rows of toilet pits served multiple households. Drainage channels carried away rainwater and liquid waste. protecting the community. These drainage systems were not sewers in the same way that ancient Rome had sewers. Vikings applied engineering knowledge to solve public health problems with practical intelligence. The channels directed water away from buildings and living areas, preventing the accumulation of standing water that could spread disease.
Viking towns were clearly by many European cities, showing care for collective well-being.
Hello everyone, I'm here! Mom, I brought you some gifts.
Wow, nail clippers! Cool!
There were tiny tweezers made from bronze used for plucking unwanted hairs with precision. There were ear cleaners, which were small scoops designed to remove wax from the ears.
Sites across Scandinavia and everywhere Vikings settled, treasured and carried through life.
The existence of these grooming tools shows that Vikings cared about details of personal hygiene that many other medieval people ignored without thought.
They did not just want to be clean enough to avoid disease. They wanted to look good, to present themselves well to others, to maintain dignity and self-respect.
And respectability in Viking society, something that mattered deeply to them.
Tomorrow is Laugardagur,
Laugardagur.
the day of the bathhouse.
Finally.
Everyone, time to prepare for the weekly bath.
Aw, do we have to? The cold plunge is never pleasant. It's still on. But the honey cake's after!
They rested knowing they lived in a way that their grandparents and great-grandparents had lived before them.
Yes, they did.
Using separated toilet facilities and maintaining personal grooming were not written in any laws or religious texts.
They were simply the way things were done, customs passed from one generation to the next through love and patient instruction. They were simply the way things were done, customs passed from one generation to the next through love and patient instruction.
Would have lasting effects beyond the Viking Age itself, touching lives across centuries. When Vikings settled in England, Ireland, France, and other places, they brought their customs with them like precious cargo.
This regular bathing is so refreshing.
These practices improved health and comfort. The Viking legacy of cleanliness became part of the cultural heritage of all the places they touched.